Okay, here it is, folks. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. There it is. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're still at it. We're still at this goddamn thing. We're still doing the dang thing. We still got it going on. Okay, don't get it twisted. Blast off is here. We are live. We are alive. Let the people know. We got the Justice Department situation. So, this is a really funny and really interesting story. Yes, I read the article this morning about the SEAL Team 6 assassination of like North Korean villagers, like fishermen. Okay, I'm gonna cover that. There's also obviously yet another Trump deal on the table that Hamas said yes to, and it doesn't even fucking matter as always because Israel's like, nope. Don't care. We are not going to abide by any sort of ceasefire whatsoever because they're insane. Also, Google got a $45 million contract with Netanyahu's office to spread Israeli propaganda. Google's in the middle of a 6-month, $45 million contract to amplify propaganda with Netanyahu's office. The contract describes Google as a key entity supporting the prime minister's messaging. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about this beyond the fact that, like, this is the most, like, these people are insane. They're so insane. Yes, YouTube has been included in this. I know. There is a reason why you see so many, like, Israel ads on my YouTube videos, okay? It's because they never stop. Now, what's interesting about this is, like, is it impactful? Fuck no. Of course it's not impactful. But like YouTube and Google should be taking a stance at this point and saying like, no, we're not taking the millions of dollars in ad revenue that you're giving us. It's fucking bullshit. I don't see Israel ads. So much of my, people have talked about how so many of my YouTube videos are polluted with like pro-Israel ads, non-freaking stop, whether it be through other advocacy organizations, American advocacy organizations that work as American 501c3, that is obviously still very much pro-Israel, or whether it be directly from the Israeli state, the Israeli government. This article is from Lee Fong. Google's $45 million contract with Netanyahu's office to spread Israeli propaganda is only, from what I understand, this is only a fraction, okay? This is a fraction of the totality of ads that are everywhere. I mean, there's an unimaginable amount of ads for Turning Point USA, Tim Pool, all these other like right-wing institutions as well. And when it comes to like pro-Israel advocacy, when it comes to Hasbara, there are also a metric ton of ads on that front as well. On March 2nd, 2025, hours after the Israeli government announced a blockade of all food, medicine, fuel, and other humanitarian supplies from entering Gaza, lawmakers in Jerusalem demanded answers. Not on the devastating human toll of such a decision, but on how Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office was prepared to handle the public relations fallout. I began with the example of the cessation of humanitarian aid. Did you prepare for this thing this morning? Asked Knesset member Moshe Turpaz, the chair of a subcommittee on foreign affairs in Israel's parliament. Avichai Edrai, a spokesperson for the IDF, who asked the same question later in the hearing, assured the legislators work was underway, stating, we could also decide to launch a digital campaign in this context to explain that there is no hunger and present the data. Publicly available government contracts show that Israel's Advertising Bureau, which reports to the Prime Minister's office, has since embarked on a mass advertising and public messaging effort to conceal the hunger crisis. The push includes the use of American influencers widely reported on last month. As you guys know, a bunch of American influencers were sent to Israel specifically to go. A lot of them were PragerU influencers, as you know. They went there, they were like, see, it's the UN that's actually starving the Palestinians, even though they're not even starving and they're lying. They're actually fat. But also, if they were starving and you saw images of starvation, it's because of the UN. It's not Israel. Israel's not doing anything. I'm Israel high. I'm Israel high. I'm Israel high. Like, that was a out and about open a Hasbara initiative, an open initiative to do genocide denial. That was everybody obviously yelled about that for a little bit, but this is another part of the multifaceted approach where it's a multi-front propaganda war where they know that they've lost the messaging front because it's like The pain and the torment and the violence is undeniable. They are literally doing a genocide, and everyone is slowly but surely coming to that conclusion, in spite of the faucet of misinformation that you see. And yet, ultimately, there is an initiative here from the Israeli government to try and change the discourse, try and actually give people the tools to deny the genocide as well. But of course, I think it's an abject failure overall, unless someone is already personally invested in this, personally invested in Israel, personally invested in muddying the waters about Israel's cruelty, Israel's genocide. It's going to be quite difficult to overcome the truth that many people see. There is food in Gaza. Any other claim is a lie, asserted a propaganda video published by Israel's foreign ministry to Google's YouTube video sharing platform in late August and viewed more than 6 million times. Much of the videos reach results from an ad placed during an ongoing and previously unreported 45 million advertising campaign initiated between Google and Netanyahu's office in late June. The contract, which is both YouTube and Google's advertising campaign management platform, Display and Video 360, explicitly characterizes the ad campaign as hasbara, a Hebrew word whose meaning is somewhere between public relations and propaganda. Okay. Records show that the Israeli government similarly spent $3 million for an advertising campaign with X. The French and Israeli advertising platform Outbrain and Teads is also set to receive roughly $2.1 million. I mean, what do you say? What do you say about this? They really try to cancel you over that pod? No. That's not real. That's just people are chirping. That's fine. That's it's irrelevant. It's all memes for the most part. So, I mean, there needs to be pressure against Google and YouTube in this situation as well for playing a formative role in pushing for genocide denial. Like, this is the Nazi playbook. And at a time when there is an unprecedented amount of information, it's different than the Holocaust in the sense that you have direct access to the victims of said Holocaust, as opposed to in the information environment that existed in the 40s. It wasn't the information environment that existed in the 40s. Like, it wasn't as clear cut. You couldn't actually see what was going on inside of the concentration camps. Like, people had their opinions. People had there was intelligence reports coming out and stuff. But it was much easier for the Nazis to create a misinformation environment by bringing in the Red Cross at the time, both the German Red Cross and then the International Red Cross, to the Theresienstadt, which is famously the clean ghetto, the clean camp that they used to lie to the rest of the world, who might have even been clued in on all the stuff that they were doing to the Jews, right? Nowadays, it's you can see it. You can see it in real time, and yet seemingly a lot of people just don't care. The depersonalization, the dehumanization of Arabs and Muslims, and all of that has set in so much so that people see all of these people dying and can just package that as collateral damage or assume that they must have deserved it. That is where we're at. It's truly a disastrous situation. But do not let this discourage you. Obviously, you have the truth on your side. You need to stand firmly and strong against injustice, and continue advocating for the truth. Continue changing people's minds to the best of your ability. Okay? Damn, this guy got destroyed before I could even read his stupid ass bait message saying, Palestinians did nothing for the world, and we don't need another cancer Islam country. Jews deserve a little piece of land among all the humongous Arab countries, this guy says. Brother, what the fuck are you wearing? Set that jersey on fire, brother. Gray. What's in those 33,000 Epstein pages? Please, can someone explain? I love that reporter named Peter. He's one of my fave. Jews deserve a little piece of land all among us humongous Arab countries. All among humongous Arab countries. All the wars caused by Biden. I love this guy. This guy's pro-Israel, pro-Donald Trump, pro-Israel, pro-Donald Trump, thinks that Donald Trump is actually ending wars, literally still talks about the Epstein files, doesn't realize that, one, Jeffrey Epstein was directly connected to that small nation that you're talking about and played a formative role in American politics and global affairs in general, possibly at the behest of that small nation that you're talking about. Meanwhile, that small nation that you're talking about, albeit small, is still very much a nuclear armed nation that is doing an ethnic cleansing campaign, doing a genocide to people, and you're trying to package that as like something that is appropriate or permissible by saying that Palestinians didn't bring anything to the world. Who gives a fuck? Even though it's untrue and incredibly racist, that still wouldn't be a reason. That still wouldn't be a viable reason to do a genocide, you fucking freak. But once again, American politics is a sea of contradictions, and that person is completely lost in this space. Where on the one hand, he's like, well, I don't like Jeffrey Epstein. On the other hand, doesn't realize that Donald Trump was Jeffrey Epstein's bestie and is actively trying to stop people from hearing about who was connected to Jeffrey Epstein, Democrats and Republicans alike, as a matter of fact.